Now, the church I was going out to were selectively showing me the Bible, right? But, you know, you kind of don't know, right, why they're doing that either, though, right? Like I said, Davis would write up his Bible studies, right? And what he would do is get you to teach it over and over again, right? What he's doing is cherry picking the Bible. Well, even Satan could do that, right? What he ain't showing you, or what he didn't show us, was Proverbs, right? 31, right? Now, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecies that his mother taught him. Prophecy, right? So women do prophesy to their sons. Now listen, right? What my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law. And pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more, right? That's one of the main problems with drinking, right? It don't remove your problems when you're done. And what it does is it gives you a sense of euphoria. But also makes you depressed because alcohol is a depressant, right? It don't make you feel better but giddy, right? As if, you're laughing at your own pain, right? Open thy mouth, or for the dumb, in the cause of all, such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. This means she's going to market to buy food, right? silly, or in other words. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. For she considers a field, and buyeth it with the fruit of her hands. She planteth a vineyard. And also mentioned as the lady in the Song of Solomon, right? Right. She girds her loins with strength and strengthens her arms. Wait a minute. What does that mean? Right. I never heard of a woman being strong. Especially from the Apostle Peter. What's he talking about? Huh. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Why? Because like Jesus said, she buys the old. Don't you get the connection with Matthew, right? And the 10 virgins, right? She layeth her hands to the spindle, right? Now, like I told you, the 10 virgins, 5 are wise, 5 are foolish. Half go in, half don't, right? But what about those who are without, right? Are they delivered over to the bandits to be raped and pillaged? I don't know, right? She layeth her hands to the spindle. Right. This could be where Cinderella came from, by the way. And her hands hold the distill. Or the staff, whatever that is. Right. The staff? I don't know. I don't know if that means the staff or the staff, whatever that is, right? I don't know that myself, right? She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Wait a minute. Is scarlet a good thing or a bad thing? The reason I'm asking is the scarlet letter. For adultery, idiots they are. Idiots they are. She makes herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. We are dying, if you please. Boom, boom, boom. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Her husband is known in the gate when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Girdles, belts. Now, the weird thing about Jesus' girdle is it's usually about the waist, right? And if it's about the chest, it has something to do with the priests, right? Usually, right? So they got what's called the ephod, right? But the thing about the ephod is it makes the male's chest thicker when you have it on, right? And it's kind of, you got to have one, either some kind of shoulder straps or some kind of belt about the waist and the chest, right? But the odd thing is, though Jesus is the priest of our faith, right? As Melchizedek, who in the scriptures has neither father nor mother, but as the Prince of Salem, Jerusalem, Prince of Peace, our mother in heaven, and our slave mother in the earth, who is in bondage to men. Right. As was the example of Sarah and Hagar, according to the Apostle Paul in Galatians chapter 4. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looks well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. That's hallelujah. Then UL. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahuwah shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, right? And let her own works praise her in the gates, right? So this is why Mary, in the book of Romans, chapter 16, bestowed much labor upon even the Apostle Paul. But which Mary is this? Is this Mary Magdalene or Mary the mother of Jesus? We don't know, right? Paul knew because he's the one who wrote it, but he didn't say, right? That's the problem, too. Maria is a common name. And there are 3 in the Bible. Unless you want to make a different Mary out of the mother of Jesus and James and Josie. Catholics, right? She's the mother of all 3 unless you're breaking it into Mary, the wife of Cleopas, right? And saying Mary, the wife of Cleopas was there, but not his mother, right? After the crucifixion, she didn't go with Mary Magdalene first. If she told her son was resurrected from the dead, he would take Mary, the wife of Cleopas. We don't even know who she is, and the only reference we have to her is the Gospel of John. Right. Though Cleopas may have been involved with the 2 traveling to Emmaus, right? I guess, right? I'm not sure, right? Right. Only one of them is identified, which makes you wonder who's the other one, right? Usually when the author is writing about himself, as kind of both described to Jesus, but telling his own viewpoint, right? Even when he's saying he leaned on Jesus' bosom, right, at the Last Supper, in his own gospel, he's doing it kind of in the third person, not the first, right? Because in the first, you say, I did this or I did that. I leaned on the bosom of Jesus, but at the Last Supper, this is oddly, John identifies himself as the one who leaned on Jesus' bosom at the Last Supper, right? Because he's the one writing the book. The gospel itself, right? Yet his testimony changes in the book of Revelations after Paul's revelation, too, right? Of Jesus Christ, right? In his letters to the Gentiles and trying to convert them to the newfound religion of Christianity after Jesus was raised from the dead, right? So there we are in a nutshell. But then men who aren't listening to Paul, he's using key words. Like in 1 Timothy, he talks about usurping authority, right? Not that a woman can't have authority. In fact, there's examples of that in the Old. So you can't say a woman cannot be head of a man, right? As far as what, right? In the church itself, right? Now, if you have a deacon, you could also have a deaconess. If you have a bishop, you can also have a missioness, right? The prophetess is the wife of the prophet. And some men chose to not have a wife, right? Now, the odd thing about Elijah himself, or Eliyahu, or Eliyahu, right, is Eliyahu, right? We don't know much about his life until he's mentioned by the scribes of 2 Kings, right? All we know is he kind of comes out of nowhere and is a single prophet, right, unto Yahuwah in the Old. And he runs from a woman. Now, hear me out, Hebrew people. If Yahuwah is the divine name, would Elijah run from Jezebel? A woman, right? Good question, huh? I think he would. He knew, right? Or is it he knew, right? Now, the thing is, the word he stands alone, right? Now, what does he mean in the Hebrew? Kind of behold, right? Right. But what does he mean? She? No. But it also means more than she, right? It can mean is, are, was, and is to come, too, can't it, right? Yahi, Asher, Yahi, what does that mean, right? Or Yahi, Asher, Yahu, right? Not Haya, Asher, Haya, right? Is, was, and is to come, right? Now, the odd thing about Genesis is in the Hebrew, in chapter 1, right? No, they're not. They're still teaching us a messed up doctrine. They are teaching us a false doctrine. Right? Every man I've ever went out to church with, I didn't know this at the time, but is teaching his own version of the Bible. They go to college. They come back dumb as dirt, right? Because they're rationalizing that God's a man when it doesn't just say it's a man, right? Now, here's the point. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Right? Was in the Hebrew is Yahi, or Yahi. Yahi is time, right? Past, present, and future, right? So if I say he, what do I mean? Behold God? Or you can't behold God and live, right? Right. But is, was, that is to come, right? Is almighty, is, was, that is to come. And a she, that which is, was, and is to come, right? Now this is also a way to interpret it. But that would be who he, right? And who is it just this or that? It's this and that, right? With he. So if I say Yahuwah, who he, Akkad, what do I mean, right? In the Hebrew, right? Am I blowing your mind yet, Hebrew people?